Hello world, this is Barbie Lee. It's Shake Talk. And you're like, don't you normally do your Shake Talks in the morning? I go, I do. But tonight, I'm doing my Shake Talk tonight. I still have the best breakfast ever because breakfast is anytime you break your fast. And I haven't eaten in like 3 hours. So that's like a fast for me. So I'm having my shake. Actually, it's my second shake of the day. And I always have 2 shakes in my day. So when I say the best breakfast ever, please understand it's way more than breakfast. Just know that. So we are going to have a conversation tonight about choices. Oof, I love that word, choices. We always have choices, right? So, what am I having? My Isagenix shake, and it is my chocolate mint. It might be my favorite. Anyway, so what are we going to talk about? Choices, right? So I was thinking about my topic today, and the reason, just a little aside, the reason why I didn't get on this morning is because I was on a fabulous networking call at 7:30 this morning. So I had my shake on that call. So we're going to talk about choices today. So hello, everybody. So make sure when you come in that you're saying hi, and especially if you hear something that you like, give a thumbs up or a little heart or something like that. Have some engagement, because really I just kind of sit here and talk to myself, and I'm like, is anybody really listening? And then I know you all are, because I get messages all the time. So say hi, put a little emoji in, share it out with friends, things like that. So choices. We all have choices. Every single day, every moment of every day is a choice. We have a choice to do this or that, to say this or that, to think this or that, to wear this or that, to go here or there, right? We have all kinds of choices. Now, sometimes we don't like our choices, right? So growing up with the kids, I'd like, do you want to go to bed now or in 5 minutes? Mom, I'm like, it's your choice. You can go to bed now or in 5 minutes. Fine, I'll go in 5 minutes. I said, great. Sometimes we don't like the choices that we're given, but we always have choices. We can choose what to eat, what to feed our body, right? Let me have a drink. So I can totally choose what to feed my body. That's my choice, right? I could have chosen to have anything else for dinner this night. I decided on my Isagenix shake. We can choose what we believe, what we listen to, what we read, who we hang around with, right? We can choose our faith, right? We can choose our food. We can choose our faith, what we tend to believe in, what we want to believe to be true, right? We can choose what we do for fitness. You can sit around and mope and complain, or you can get up off your assets and do something, right? So again, we get to choose. We don't always like our choices, though. Keep that in mind, maybe our finances, right? Maybe we're like, I can choose to buy this or buy that, or not buy this or not buy that, or go here or not there. And, we may not like the choices that we have, but we always have a choice. And of course, there's always choices around fun. So of course, obviously I've mentioned my 5 F words, right? Food, faith, fitness, finances, and fun. We have all these choices. Even choosing is a choice. You're like, Barbie Lee, now you're getting confusing, right? But even choosing is a choice. Because when you don't choose, you've chosen not to choose, right? So if you know you're supposed to do something or be something or say something and you choose not to, or you think about it, you've made a choice not to. Or maybe you've made a choice to ignore it. You know what I mean? Like it's really crazy when we think about choices, because I've heard a lot in the last 24 hours about people and, months, but here in Alberta, we got another restrictive measures, and I'm hearing a lot on Facebook. Well, I don't hear, I see. So I'm seeing a lot on Facebook about people talking and they don't have any choice, right? That their choices have been taken away. You always have a choice on how you perceive something. You always have a choice. You can choose to be angry about it, or you can choose not to be angry about it. You can choose to comply, or you can choose not to comply. You can choose to, yell at people about it, or you can choose to be kind. You can always choose something. There's this wonderful quote out there, and I don't know who said it, but I'm sure somebody really famous and smart said it. When you can be anything in this world, be kind. You can choose that. No matter what is going on in your life, in your day, you can totally choose to be kind. You can choose to say nothing. Keep your mouth shut. If you don't like what somebody just said, right, you can choose to scroll on by. You can choose to ignore somebody's negative behavior. You can choose. Do you get it? You have all these choices every minute of every day. Now, often we react and we don't choose because we're going with like a gut reaction or an immediate emotion. I used to tell when I used to coach basketball, I used to tell my students all the time, my team, oh, Miss Emmings, we've done all these drills so many times. I'm like, and we'll keep doing them. Why? I said, because when your emotion is high in a game, your intelligence is low. And I don't want you to have to think and make a choice. I want you to be able to know what to do. And that's where this practice thing comes in. So we practice our layups, or we practice the drills of throwing the ball back and forth, whatever. So that when push comes to shove, they don't have to make a choice. So, for example, I went out for brunch the other day with some friends, and I don't have many choices as a vegetarian, but I could choose, this or that as a vegetarian. So I still got to choose something. But I also chose, we were going out for breakfast, I still chose to have my shake first. That was a choice I made because I know how it makes me feel. So I know when I make good choices, that's a good thing, right? So when I make good choices, I feel good. When I make bad choices, I feel bad. And if I make no choice, I still feel bad because I haven't made a choice, right? Right, Michelle? Michelle's like, yay, nighttime shake talk. I know. I was very early this morning on a networking event and I couldn't do a shake talk. So I decided I'm going to do one tonight. And I get a whole different audience in the evening too, so it's kind of cool. So coming back to choices, we choose our thoughts, our actions. The only thing we cannot choose, and someone can, I'd love to have this conversation with somebody who's smarter than me. I can't choose my emotion. I can choose my response to an emotion. But something happened to me the other day, and I know it was complete bull crap, but then something happened like right away, and I went, oh, maybe it wasn't. And then I'm like, oh, and it was just this instant, and then I was like, oh, Barbie Lee, of course it was bull crap, right? So what I'm saying is I couldn't choose that initial reaction to it, right? I can choose my response to it. And that's what I'm saying. We always have a choice. So, what's going on politically, and really, truthfully, I kind of know what goes on here in Canada. And I say kind of because I really don't know. No one really knows. Kind of what goes on here in Canada, in the U.S. I have friends from the U.K., Australia. My daughter's living in Indonesia. So I'm getting a little bit, right? I don't know everything. And if you think you do, you don't. And just because you think you watch the news, you don't. Anyway, did you ever notice the news is old? Why do they call it news when it's really old? Just saying. That's a question. Anyways. So when we make choices every day, we make choices. And by not doing what we say we're going to do, that was a choice not to be the best we can be. Not feeding our body properly. We've made a choice to be ill. We've made a choice to be unhealthy. When we don't exercise, we've made a choice to let our body break down and get decrepit and, do what it does and age not so gracefully, right? If we choose or don't choose to believe in something or to make a stand for something or have faith in something, then we've obviously chosen the other side. And then how does that make you feel? And the bottom line, and I said it already, the bottom line is good choices make you feel good. Bad choices make you feel bad. Now, I love poutine. Y'all know I love poutine. Now, I haven't eaten poutine. I don't know how long it's been. You know what? I have gravy in my fridge. I think I'm going to have some poutine. Just saying. Anyway, when I go out to a restaurant and I have poutine, I feel like crap afterwards. About 20 minutes after eating it, my tummy feels heavy. But it tastes so good. So I make a decision, a bad choice, to eat the poutine because it tastes so good. And I think it's a good choice in the middle. And then later, it wasn't a very good choice because it makes my tummy upset. Same thing with ice cream, right? If I have a little bit of ice cream in the middle of the day, my tummy's okay with that. But if I have it like after dark for some reason, I don't do much dairy, so that's probably why. But I sometimes make bad choices consciously, and then other times I make bad choices unconsciously, and I totally get that, right? Like I totally get that. But when I make them consciously, when I make a bad choice consciously, that's my own darn fart. My own darn fart. My own darn fault if I make a bad choice consciously. So if I can make a bad choice consciously, that means I can make a good choice consciously. Like, do you understand? Life is so simple. So simple. Like, it really is. Figure out who you are. Now people go, oh, I don't know. Yes, you do. Shut up and stop listening to the voices and people around you and just get quiet with yourself and decide, I'm happy. That's who I am. If I'm going to be any of the 7 dwarfs, I'm choosing happy. Now, some days I'm grumpy. Some days I'm dopey. Some days I'm dark, but I choose happy. That's who I am. Okay, so if that's who I am, that's my choice. I get to be happy. So no matter what the world throws at me, and it might tick me off for like a little period of time, but I can choose to be happy. That's my choice. Or I can choose to let everything that goes on around me dictate how I'm feeling. Or I can choose to just ignore what goes on around me and pretend I'm not feeling that way. Like, do you get it? Like, it's all a choice. I talk to people most days about the choices that they've made for their health and their financial stability. And most people, think that, they have a job and they're pretty stable and, then a world pandemic hits. Right? I had somebody ask me this morning. I've been up a long time today. I had somebody ask me this morning, like, aren't you worried that in, being in a network marketing company, if you're just, counting on that for your income, like, aren't you afraid that the company will just go under? And I'm like, well, lots of companies go under, right? Blockbuster went under years ago. It's just the one I just thought of. I've watched restaurants close their doors, like, continuously over the last few months. Businesses go under. So, am I smart with the contacts that I've made and the investments that I can make? Sure, but then I make choices around that. So, I'm saying that anything can happen, and we watched anything happen. We got a world pandemic, and the world everybody contracted, right? That was a choice, and some people blossomed. I was talking the other day about Michael Beckwith calling it the Corona bonus. Right? Where did you come out better in these last 9 months? And where are you heading? Because you know what, guys? I don't think it's changing much anytime soon. Like, let's be real. I don't think things are going to change much. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to choose to continue complain? Like, oh my God, there was a complete split on my social media today of my local friends here in Alberta. Oh, our premier is an idiot. He's destroying this. Or, thank you, premier, for not destroying this. One is he's destroying the healthcare system, and the other one is he's destroying small businesses. And here's what's really fascinating. So I had a conversation with a friend today, and I said, it doesn't matter what your belief is, right? The government is a business. Right? It's a governmental agency. It's not, it doesn't work for the people. The government it's kind of like, okay, so let's do an example of a company like, I don't care, somebody who has shares. Let's talk Zoom, because everybody's been doing Zoom, right? So before the pandemic, I think Zoom was like, I don't know, let's say it was $10 a share. I have no idea what it was. But then people started using Zoom and paying for the professional versions of Zoom, and all of a sudden their shares went up. And I remember seeing something, they were like $250 a share or whatever they were, right? Don't quote me on that. But I'm just saying, the value of the company went up because, more people were using the service. Okay? So it keeps coming back to these choices, right? So when a company, they go for their shareholders, right? They want to make sure their shareholders are happy and they make money. Well, in the government, the people are not shareholders. We are like kind of customers of theirs, right? We work and pay taxes so they can do what they do. We're not their shareholders. They don't really have shareholders because it's not a publicly traded company. So a government's responsibility is to maintain governmental programs. So when Kenney, our premier, kept saying yesterday, and I wrote it down, our priority, I don't have a piece of paper here. Our priority, no, it's not on that one, is the healthcare system. We're prioritizing the healthcare system. Never once did he prioritize the health of people. Now, he did say things like, we don't want to close down small businesses because we understand the economic impact of that and stuff. And then people are like, oh, they should just lock everything down. And I'm like, seriously, people, don't you know anybody who owns a business, for crying out loud? Like, locking everything down. So there's this whole split, right? But my point is this. So, and the government can't get it right. There's too many moving parts, just so y'all know. But the government is answering to running the government. And the government's job is to keep the street lights on and, have the healthcare system and the school systems. They get to run that, So do we fault them for doing their job, right? Nowhere in the government does it says we are here to protect the people. It doesn't. You go look it up. So they're doing their job. We can choose how we perceive that. We get to choose how we hear the messages. We get to choose how we respond to it. We get to choose with how we treat other people based on how we're feeling. And I'll tell you, there are times where I've turned off my phone, turned on my tablet, because my tablet I don't have, my iPad, I have nothing on my iPad except like Netflix and Spotify, but I don't have any Messenger or anything like that. And I play some music or I watch a movie because I need to get out of that because that's my choice. I don't want to be inundated with stuff. So all I'm saying, ladies and gents, boys and girls of all ages, what are you choosing to do? What are you choosing to think? How are you choosing to respond? I get it. You might have an automatic reaction to things, but then you get to choose how you respond to something. It's all a choice. It's 100% your choice, all day, every day. If you don't like what the government said or what this politician said or what your boss said, then make a choice on how you're going to handle it. Maybe there's another way. Maybe there is. Maybe they haven't thought of it yet. I don't know. I went to get some blood work done today. The lady said, can you please put on a mask? And I said, and I actually wore because I needed my blood work and they don't let you in getting your blood work without it. And, so I have my little face shielding mask. And she says, I need you to wear one of those. And I said, do I have to get services here today? I said, I'm wearing a mask. I'm following the law. Okay, she says. I could have been upset and whatever. No. I just asked, do I have to do that? No, what you're wearing is fine. I knew if I wasn't wearing one, though, she could turn me away. And then I could do the whole common law thing, and I get it. But sometimes you need your blood work done. So, what are you choosing to do? Who are you choosing to listen to? Who are you choosing to hang out with? Choices, choices, choices. Choices, choices, choices. They're all for you. Have an amazing evening. Make good choices. I dare you.